Play helped me become you. A lot of us have parallel life experiences. We went to cultural events with our families that were local, traditional, heritage, or international. There was a local or favorite or family sports team. That song that was everyone on the radio when we had our first crush. The first piece of art we saw which felt personal, even though it was on display in a museum. That stupid commercial that became part of your psyche. Those those kinds of playing helped give you the pieces that made you you. Hi, this is Sanctuary of Play, a virtual church with a joyful mission that play is a sacred gift and an innate part of our natures, which should be celebrated. We feel play is a basic need, like sleep, food and water, shelter, and community. Like those practices, play is good for us, has a purpose in our lives, and can be expressed in many ways. We're going to talk about play and encourage play in our lives. There are almost universal experiences and a lot of sayings about them, usually ending in and die or death, like death and taxes, or the intro to Mythic Kitchen's last meals of we all gotta eat and we're all going to die, or the saying we're all born and we all die. Of the things listed, I like the last one the most for today's discussion because it includes living. We're all on the journey of living. We're all born, we grow in our own ways, and as we grow, especially at the beginning when we grow up, little bits of play get embedded in who we are, like a unique mosaic of decorations. I say unique, but like most of the iconic "the devil wears Prada" cerulean speech, we can only choose what is around us, or we make ourselves. And as children especially, we don't have the resources or skills to make a lot of what we could imagine on our own or want to do for ourselves. Our playful decorations, the first ones that get laid down in childhood, are often generational or cultural themes. One of my earliest memories is climbing on a chair to put away clean glass cups after a meal. I guess the risk of falling or breaking a glass made it fraught enough with danger that it stuck as a memory. My mother was listening to a lot of the Carpenters at that time. We were singing Close to You. Why do birds suddenly appear? Yeah, my voice is trash today. That's okay. That's part of my childhood. That's the sound of the kitchen. A different friend probably has almost the same thing, but with Juan Gabriel songs instead. It's part of how my friend and I are different and individuals, having our moment and our time variations for the same type of memory. This is part of why I like and I play with the radio app. It's the one with the extra O's at the end. What might have been playing in the kitchens in Africa, Asia, Australia, Europe, or South America a decade ago, 50 years ago, more, I can go listen and make some good guesses. A lot of us were directed into experiencing music formally as children. So there was a lot of commonality around either being camp recorder flute or camp piano. Other times and places, a violin might be the thing. Someone self taught or self discovering might make drums. How many of us were told that as toddlers we banged on pots and pans? The way I listen to life is influenced by the types of ways I could experience agency in making sound as I became more myself. It's kind of a little bit ironic that even though I was raised camp piano, I absolutely I loathe jazz piano to the point of leaving the room or changing the song when I hear it. Uh, I guess the early lessons in piano left a strong imprint for structure or moderation or even pauses. I will ha- I'll have an entirely different experience listening to a frenetic jazz egomaniacal keyboardist than someone who actually enjoys the self-flagellation on the keys that is often that style. But I, obviously, and part of the point of this chat, have my own opinions. Music aside, there are other ways of playing. There was a moment on a trip where I was 6 inches and a plate of clear glass away from a Da Vinci sketchbook page. At that moment, I had already had a lot of art training from ages 6 to 14. I knew exactly how very much I was not Da Vinci, but the experience rewrote how I treated and interacted with my journals and did something to me I still can't articulate. I know a loved one had a similar experience with an Alexander Calder mobile piece. Our similar epiphanies, which slotted into similar parts of our soul, were different. Playing sports. My family was faithful to a particular team. When I was just an early adult, one of their quarterbacks went through all of my tall blonde friends as if he was taking a bite from each piece of candy in a chocolate box, without bothering to read the flavor guide on the lid. My view of sports is influenced by that. Someone else in my area might be part of the nation of fans for a team that was here, left to go south, came back, stiffed the city for years of parking fees, then flaked off to the east on an entirely different state. Or, sports teams aside, a friend's sister is so devoted to one of her teams, she wears custom special jerseys, just to watch the games alone in her own home. There are so many ways to be a fan, or not. And how many of us who participated in sports have sports injuries? I have a dent in my shin, down to the bone, from being sticked too hard in field hockey as a child. Other people might have split lips or broken noses from softballs to the face. Alternately, they might love having highlights in their hair because of summers spent in the pool or surfing in the sun. Sports as a type of play can have internal and external identity imprints. there's kind of a cocktail party question or a meme question that went around, which was the first time you experienced the actor and force of nature, which is Tim Curry. Because the movies are children's movies, a lot of people will answer Darkness from Legend, or Captain Hook from Peter Pan and the Pirates, or Hexus, yes, from Ferngully, or Long John Silver in the Muppet Treasure Island. If people escaped childhood without a Tim Curry experience, there's a lot of people who got their first at Rocky Horror Picture Show. And there's all the other movies besides. My first Tim Curry, he was on stage as a lovable buffoon, kind of like the elocution instructor. Elocution? Anyhow, in the movie Oscar. But in a Cockney button suit and being perky. My party game answer is more unique than most, but that was still a whole sold out musical theater tour to a different country. So there's a whole lot of teeny tiny children like me that got their first Tim Curry out there at that show, and not, the English dub of Studio Ghibli's The Cat Returns, which is just one actor. There are a ton of people who have instead a different person who commanded attention. How many people instead have a when was the first time you saw Jackie Chan use the landscape to do impossible martial arts moment as their cocktail question? I could keep going with examples of play existing in our lives as we grow and as we continue to be. If you ask me for more examples in the comments, especially if you bring up a type of play, I'll be happy to try to answer. You are you. You are the only you. Part of why that is the collection of your experiences, even when they are widely shared experiences. It is impossibly unlikely that anyone else has your exact stack of playful moments in your exact order at your exact ages and times. Even then, your spirit is unique, and the way you join in the playing will be you. It'll be yours. I hope this concept that the experiences that shaped you to be you included ways to play in so many different levels and experiences, that this was a fun idea, or at least a thought-provoking question that will make your day a little bit more interesting. Thank you for joining me today. Have a great day, and I'll see you next Sunday.